Hi, I'm Rich Wyatt. Welcome to GunsmokeGunsTV.com. Merry Christmas, and we're so happy you're here at GunsmokeGunsTV.com. Now, we say Merry Christmas because we don't really say Happy Holidays because we believe in Christmas. Now, some of you may believe in something else, and that's fine, and we're happy for you, but we just wanted to talk about the holiday spirit. Where's your holiday spirit?
You know, it's a little early yet, but it's coming. It'll get here. I have to hear my first Christmas songs and see my first Christmas tree.
You haven't heard those yet?
Yeah, I actually saw those about a month ago. But
okay,
I try to hold back as long as I can because you know me, I try not to get too excited about stuff. I'm a laid back kind of guy. Huh?
All right. What we want to talk to you about today is that Christmas time, the special season that we have where everybody's nicer to each other. You go out, you're just having a better time, everything's enjoyable. You have these huge expectations of what's about to come on Christmas. And you know, you all want that brand new gun, that really cool rifle, that wonderful handgun, something you always wanted to get when you were a kid for Christmas, and you never got it. And you're always hoping that that'll come through, and you have these great expectations.
I wanted Anne Margaret.
Who would?
Never got her.
Well, you should have been on Grumpy Old Men. You would have.
Yeah,
you fit the bill.
I could have been. Yeah.
Now, here's Anne Margaret. I saw a picture of her.
She looks pretty good.
In Easy Rider.
Oh yeah.
With her riding a chopper in this outfit that was outstanding. You know who it was that showed it to me was Dan Haggerty. Remember him, Grizzly Adams?
Yeah, sure.
He had the picture, and I meant to get it, and I forgot to go back and get it from him, and I wished that I got that, but I need to find that picture. Anyway, that season or that spirit and that time of Christmas time, everybody, even New York City, you go down to New York City and, you know, it's kind of rough and tumbled.
Yeah.
Right? But when you get down there to Times Square or Rockefeller Center where they have the ice skating, man, let me tell you, you will enjoy being down there. Everybody's a little nicer, a little happier.
Even the cab drivers.
That's right.
Well, maybe not, but a little better.
Yeah. The cab drivers start speaking English. And it's unbelievable, you know, during Christmas time. So we were wondering, what could we do to get that Christmas spirit, to get that feeling throughout the rest of the year? Why can't we have that all the time in America? What is it that's holding us back? What could we do that would make us have that spirit of, I guess, what is it, Bob?
I think Christmas spirit describes it as good as anything because I know I feel differently at Christmas time. I feel happier. I feel friendlier. I'm a little less brittle about stuff. Not much less, but a little less. Yeah. And so I think Christmas spirit is the best way to describe it.
But wouldn't you just say that during Christmas, people are nicer?
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
So what could we do to make people nice all the time? 365 days a year, not just your birthday and Christmas, but in the hot days of August. What could we do to have people be nice?
Well, I have a couple ideas.
Yeah.
And I think you do too.
Well,
you go with yours first.
My solution to nicety, which seems to fall off except for Christmas time, is if every good American would be properly trained in the use of firearms and carry a gun.
You know, there's an old saying. The old saying is, an armed society is a polite society.
Isn't that true?
And I think that's very true.
You see, if you're driving down the road and you know everybody on the highway with you is carrying a gun, and somebody makes a little mistake, you're less likely to flip them off.
Yeah,
right? Because they may flip you back. And so I find that wherever you go where people are carrying guns, they're just nicer to each other. They're just nicer.
Well, you know what? The other part of that is maybe that where you go where people are carrying guns, those are just nicer people.
It could be.
And we'd have to take this city and everybody carry guns, this city nobody carry guns, and see what happens.
We already tried it.
Oh, wait a minute, we did.
Hold it.
Wait a minute, you're right.
This experiment has worked.
Think Chicago,
Detroit,
Cleveland.
Cleveland.
Yeah, I know.
Los Angeles, New York, Boston, Washington, D.C. They are all experiments in this concept that Bob and I have originated right here at Gunsmoke Guns TV.
You're right. A lot of the experimental work is already done.
All
statistics.
That's right. All those places have very restrictive gun laws which don't allow you to carry a gun. If they catch Santa Claus in New York City carrying a pistol instead of just presents, it's a 1-year mandatory jail sentence, even for the big guy.
No appeal, no nothing.
And then Christmas is canceled because that's it, because they don't let you out.
So how does Santa Claus bring guns to people for Christmas? Very quietly.
I know I got some.
Very quietly.
And I feel bad for those of you that didn't. So what we're trying to say is that if we all got trained and you have to be trained. That's critical to me. I don't think you just strap on a gun and become John Wayne.
Okay, you have the right by the Second Amendment.
You do.
But I think you have the responsibility to know what you're doing when you're exercising that responsibility.
Absolutely. And Bob, we teach classes here at Gunsmoke, and guys, we sell a lot of them, a lot of guns and a lot of classes at Christmas time.
Yeah, you do.
But you were here, and you had been a law enforcement officer in the past,
military,
and in the military, and you had seen our training and sold our training, and never really felt like you needed to go.
You know what? You invited me out to one of your 3-day pistol classes.
Yeah.
And it was Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Well, Sunday and Monday are our days off when I was working here. And so on the way out there Sunday morning, I'm driving along thinking, what the hell am I doing? Ex-law enforcement, ex-military, competitive pistol shooter. Why am I going out there to waste my 2 days off? On the way home Monday night, I'm driving along thinking, oh, damn, I can't go back tomorrow. And again, it was a vast experience, but it was a different kind of experience. And you're such a great teacher that people who haven't taken the class have no idea what I'm talking about.
They don't.
And they need to take the class.
But as soon as they do, they will. I was the same way. I was a shooter. I shot every day, and I said, I know what I'm doing. And then I went to Jeff Cooper's pistol class, which Jeff Cooper is the best instructor in the world. Anybody who wants to argue with that, just call up. I'll argue with you anytime because you're wrong and I'm right.
Yeah, now, I've never met the man, but I agree with you.
Absolutely. Who does?
Because I've read his books.
Right. Colonel Cooper was incredibly intelligent, and what a gifted instructor.
And very opinionated. And I think I admire that as much as anything. His opinion was his opinion, and who cares what anybody else's was.
Right. I mean, he was something else, and I was very fortunate to have him be my mentor. So what we're saying is if you go out and get training, and you're skilled and able to use a gun, I think that this whole country could have Christmas spirit 365 days a year.
I agree.
Because when we're walking down the street, we're less likely to say something bad to that guy because he might be packing some iron.
Well, you heard the story about the guy. I think it might have been Washington, D.C., and an older guy in his 80s was asked by a young man if he had a gun, and he said no, so he robbed him. Okay, so there's a guy who was concerned. Well, this guy may have a gun, so basically proof for what you're saying.
Look, the bottom line is there's a couple things we know. Nobody ever raped a .38. So ladies, if you're carrying a .38, one of the Wyatt deep covers, then you're going to be safe, you're going to be protected as long as you're properly trained. My family, my girls, they carry guns because they need them more than we do. So guys, if you're out there and your wife's not too into guns and you collect guns and you got guns and you hunt, you do this, and you want to do something great this year to try to carry that Christmas spirit over throughout the year, take your wife, take your sons, take your daughters, and bring them to a pistol class. Not just any pistol class, have them come to a very, very good. And there are several. People say, oh, I don't want to come to Colorado. Guys, we have people that come all the way from Kenya, from Japan, to come take classes here with us, especially now that we've been on TV. People are dying to get in. So we want all of you to experience that. Now, there is good training in other places, and if you can't make it for some reason, you can't afford it, you can't do it, we could try to do something to help you out in your area. Clint Smith is a wonderful, wonderful instructor up there in Oregon. Tom Russell is a fantastic instructor down there in Texas.
Right.
And so there's a lot of places that you can go to get good training. Tragically, there's a lot of places you can go to get bad training, just like anything else. So I really want to work on this year, building it up, keeping our Christmas spirit alive, and making America a nicer place.
Funny you should mention that, because I think here's my criteria for a good class. I remember before I took your class and selling it to other people and telling them that you needed a minimum of 500 rounds to take a 3-day class. I think that's a very good criteria, because if somebody says, "Oh, I have a box of ammo, do it for you," you're not going to learn much, because the proof of the pudding with a class is how much you shoot and how much better you are at the end than you were at the beginning.
That's right. And the thing you're talking about there, Bob, is repetition.
Exactly.
Because as Colonel Cooper used to say, we could teach a class where we never fired a shot and they'd still learn it, but they wouldn't have as much fun.
Not as much fun, plus there's a certain amount of hands-on experience. You know what? The other part of your class, and yours is about the only other than law enforcement and military classes I've ever taken, the other part of your class, which is really good, is that it's as important to learn how and to learn when not to shoot as it is when it is to shoot.
It's a responsibility to carry a gun. We want you to carry a gun. And guys, even on Christmas Day, when everybody's being nice, you need to carry your gun. Because that may not be Santa Claus coming down the chimney.
They're knocking on your door.
Coming to steal all your really cool stuff you just bought for your family for Christmas. And you know what? Even if they steal it, you still got to pay those credit card bills in January.
Yeah,
so protect your stuff, keep your gun around, and have a great Christmas season. Thank you from your Gunsmoke family to your family and our families for being American and watching us today. We thank you so much, and we hope that you have a blessed Christmas season.